Alright guys. Hey guys, look at my nail polish. Thank you so much. This is wonderful.
You're welcome. Now,
Hey guys, so I've been looking for the stars to be aligned for me to create this video, but that has never happened. I mean, perfection is definitely non-existent, and it's just another word for procrastination / ambiguity, etc. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to sit and talk to you. Something that I like thinking about all the time is what would be the perfect place to be able to retire? Should I be looking into healthcare facilities? Should I be looking into, is the country cheap? Should I be looking into schooling or education? Should I be looking into the happiness factor, which is, will I be able to make more friends over there? When I get old, are people more social? So these are some of the questions that I have. And India, when I come here, I always wonder, would India be a good place to settle down?
no, Mama, I don't think India will be nice.
Why, baby?
Because yesterday, do you remember?
Yeah.
There was lizard in the wall, bird poop in the wall, shit in the wall.
Shit and bird poop and lizards in the wall. So my daughter doesn't think that India would be that great a place to settle down because she saw poop and bird shit and lizards in the wall. So that is a factor that I will take very seriously into consideration. So honey, we will go back to UAE, okay? Yeah, so then I decided, why not just ask my followers on Instagram? Let's dive into the video. First point was that it's not exactly cheap. There's a certain quality that I'm used to in Dubai. I went to Fab India and it costed me 1,400 rupees. When you do the conversion, it comes to 49 dirhams. I'm like, oh, 1,400 rupees is only 49 dirhams, cheap. But then when you look into it, what did I buy? I bought 2 soap, 1 agarbatti and 2 face creams. And it costed 50 dirhams, which is not exactly cheap. I can get the same for probably cheaper or even the same price in UAE. So it's not like India is cheap. It would be cheap if I was not so adamant about maintaining the same quality standards that I'm used to all my life in Dubai. And the thing about UAE is that, right, you have this wide range. If you want to live in downtown Dubai, you can pick that. You also have the option of staying in Ajman, where the rents are cheaper. Even if you are going to the cheaper option, the standards and the quality is still good. Everything that I'm discussing here is I'm discussing with you. It's not set in stone. It's not that I know it all. I'm actually just opening it for discussion, and I would love to hear what you think. If you have a different perspective, I love you. You are the best ever. Okay. Then the second thing. Okay, I am not exactly sure how to put this without offending anybody. I find that the people are not exactly professional in India. Maybe not professional is not the word. I don't know. See, if I pay somebody in Dubai to wash the car, they will wash the car. I don't have to think about it. I've already paid them. They will wash the car, and at 5 o'clock if I go, the car would already be sparkling clean. Everything would be perfect. There would not be any issue. But here, for example, there's a lady who called and said that she would wash the car. She was begging for the job, and we said, okay, fine, come. And then the next day, we had to call her. She said, sorry, I can't come to it. It's not like if I pay someone money, I'm going to have the peace of mind and think that everything is going to be sorted out because I already paid it, and they will hold up their part. Even if I pay someone, we still have to be on their case to make sure that they execute the job to the fullest. Baby, don't do that, make that sound. Point number 3 is that there are no boundaries in Dubai, in India. When I call companies, when I call someone professional for something, sometimes their wife would pick up. I'm like, okay. If I call my manager, if his wife picks up, that's just not something that you see in Dubai. So I find that boundary thing is not there. Forget about boundaries. Everybody's in your affair, which is probably good because there is no chance that you can stay depressed, because by the time, like, you're not getting the free time to sit in a corner and whine and weep because there would be 1,000 people on your case. In Dubai, there's just way too much boundaries, which means that I have never been able to break that boundary and make new friends and make a lot of friends, but that's not the case in India. Everybody has lots of friends. Everyone enjoys a lot. Let's see, so I'm going to put you down. The other point is that people in India seem to be really conscious about the environment and looking for sustainable solutions to things. None of the restaurants have plastic straws anymore. You get the paper straws. None of the shop provide you plastic bags either. You have to carry your sanji. Sanji is what? When I posted this on Instagram, Malavika messaged me saying that in UAE, apparently they just collect everything and they just dump it in landfills. I find it a little bit hard to believe. You guys let me know if that is the truth. Disposal of the garbage in India, right, at home. I find it very difficult because you have to put the food waste separately in one container. Then you have to put the plastic in another place container. Then you have to put the paper in another container. Then you have to pour the paper waste and the plastic waste for a week, then take the plastic in another location and dispose it there, and you have to pay them money for it, and then you have to take the paper another place and then burn it off another place. So something that I take for granted in UAE, where I just dump it and I forget about it, it's not the case here. Probably it's a good thing because it ingrains consciousness about the environment.
Where does teacher go?
In the trees. The next point that we discussed was about the washrooms, the public washrooms. The public washrooms are probably an issue, but I feel like at least it's better than Europe. Because you go to Europe, they don't even have a bidet. But here, at least you have a faucet or a bidet, right? Dubai is amazing, isn't it?
Mama, I don't think Dubai is amazing.
I think Dubai is pretty amazing with washrooms.
No.
I never have to even consider it's not even my stress thinking about taking you on a long drive in Dubai, because all the washrooms you would be able to go and do anything you want in those washrooms. I can wash you up over there as well. Do you think I can do that in India?
Actually, how can you work in washroom?
Why will I work in washroom? I don't work in washroom.
So what did you just say?
You can do anything in the washrooms in UAE, but in India it's probably a little bit difficult. The next point is travel. Why?
I don't think I love that.
Why don't you love that? I definitely feel that obviously there's a lot more places to explore in India, but then something I notice is that the people who are in India, they seem to travel more within the country. When you are in India, the rest of the world seems like a little bit more far off compared to what it would feel like if you're in UAE. If you're in UAE, the world feels smaller. If I'm considering traveling, I would consider going to the US or the Europe or Japan, Korea, Australia. Everything seems to be closer to me, more affordable. If I'm sitting in India and then I'm planning like an Australia trip, oh my goodness, I would probably have to sell my house to go for that trip, because the number is going to be like in big lakhs, 6 digits and 7 digits in rupees. So trying to travel outside.
How much weight is India?
India's weight is like 100 tons.
Or is it 1,000?
1,000 tons seem like a more feasible option about the weight of India. Where harpikilla? By the way, we got like 2 kgs of salmon from UAE to here, because I know that finding the right kind of fish is definitely a challenge. We got it cut and then put it into these Ziploc bags with just 3 pieces. That's all we need. And then I got this one as well. This is good, the edamame broad beans, meatballs, Sadia burger. Babies. Point number 7. So Anusha says that Dubai can never be home. If another global financial crisis happens, we may need to go back home. And that is why she prefers staying in Australia, because even if she goes back, she knows that her kids can continue to stay there. Carry on now. I am everybody's chechi here. Okay. This is a point that I agreed to, for which I do not have an answer yet, because sure, there is the golden visa, and even the golden visa is not like everybody can get access to it, and probably it would be more difficult for you to stay back in UAE or in any other part of Middle East if you are over 65 years old. So how do you plan on retiring? It is not possible for you to keep paying for visa every single year to stay in UAE, right? So that is an additional cost. So I don't have a solution for that. I don't have an answer to that yet.
Oh yeah, close the door because I'm feeling hot.
Oh, this was your hole this while. I tried to make it perfect where there is no noise to you, but that is not my life. My life is a very noisy life, and I try to do things amidst this noise, and that is something you will need to expect in every future videos. A lot of them keep saying that kids are book smart, not street smart. You know, this is something that I've heard all my life ever since I moved to India, and then there was a time when after 12th people started going back to India, right, for their engineering degrees or whatever degrees they were going to take. And the thing that the parents keep saying is that kids in India, they are more street smart, they know how to wash clothes with their hands and not put it in the washing machine, and the kids in Dubai don't know how to do anything. Like, those were the kind of reasonings that they said back then. That particular reason where kids will learn how to live life kind of thing is not exactly true, because what are the main things that you have to take into consideration when you become an adult, which is learning how to manage your finances, learning how to cook your own meals, learning how to take care of your body. Those are the things that turns you into an adult. And in order to learn those things, I do not think that you necessarily have to go to India to do that. That can be done from anywhere. My sister moved out at the age of 23 or 24. She's managing things herself. All of us, me and her, we both grew up in Dubai all our life. We work and studied in Dubai. So our undergraduate degree, master's degree, work, internships, everything has been in Dubai. So I don't exactly think that that is true. If I were to choose a place for my daughter, I would probably pick UAE, because she will get more exposure to the multicultural society. In India, everyone with white skin is a white guy. Like, at least I would be able to make out the difference between who Lebanese is, who Egyptian is, who's an Arab, who's Emirati, who's European, who's American, I can make out the difference.
And Mama, why are you not going? When I said that India is boring, you said that I will go now. So why are you not going now?
Because we need a ticket, and then we need to get on the aeroplane to go back to UAE. If I were to raise my child, I would probably prefer Middle East, because I noticed that for her to go to another country and find a job and to gel in and take up managerial positions might be easier because of the exposure that she has to this multicultural melting pot. Isha here says that after she moved back to India, she tried getting a job in UAE and she couldn't find a job. And this is something that I have seen a lot of times. When my friends finished their undergraduate degree and then all of those degrees, and they tried coming back to UAE, they had to pick up jobs for the sake of getting a job. They were looking into, okay, 3,000 dirhams, 4,000 dirhams, I need it, and that's all I need. So their only goal was just get a job. It doesn't matter how much they were going to get paid, because they were only looking at some form of exposure. But for us who was already raised in UAE, we didn't have to need any more exposure, and all we were looking into was a good company. Then comes the next point. Aishwarya says that employee treatment in Dubai is bad. India is way better. Isha says that she was shocked by the lack of tolerance to other communities in India. It varies. In UAE, we are all expats. If we were to go to Australia, we would be an immigrant there. So being an immigrant is different from being an expat. If I were to go to Australia as an immigrant, then I would have to try to act like an Australian, hide my roots and my ethnicity, and justify why I do these things in India, etc. But that's not the case in UAE. In UAE, everyone's an expat. So all of us celebrate our differences.
Was a little way bogus.
The last point, something that you've probably heard over and over and over and over and over 100 times again. UAE is a bubble.
A bubble?
Exactly. Does that even make sense?
Is UAE a bubble?
Yeah, apparently.
Bubble means you blew bubble.
Yeah, that's right. Can you blow UAE?
Blow UAE?
Yeah. The thing is that UAE is convenient. Everything in UAE is a lot more convenient. The quality is good. Things are good. You have access to a better lifestyle. Having access to good things doesn't mean that it is not sustainable. I guess that is just a mindset. UAE is definitely a young country, but that doesn't mean UAE doesn't look into sustainability. They are thinking 100 years, 200 years ahead. It's not something that they are thinking just for the next 5-year plan. I believe that UAE is going to be very sustainable. They are going to only keep striding up towards more and more and more success. They're going to do even better things. It started off with fuel, and then now that is not their main source of income. It's tourism. They're also concentrating more on social media and marketing and making that as a culture of UAE. So I do not think that us believing that this bubble is going to burst and it's just a fantasy world and that things cannot always be this great is actually true. Life doesn't have to be difficult. If you think life is just something difficult, then probably your life will end up being difficult. But if you think that life is easy, life is beautiful, life is fun and joyous and everything is easy, then that's exactly what life is going to be like as well. Saleha says exactly. So what if it's a bubble? It will remain this way for life, and we can sustain it if we make the smart choices. I guess one of the things that I noticed is that our parents, when they were in UAE, they also kept believing that UAE is a bubble and that one day it's all going to end. So when they were earning money, they were buying plots in India and they were buying houses in India and stuff. However, if they had taken that money and bought a house or a plot in UAE, they wouldn't have had to spend so much money on rent, and they would have already had their own property now. Buying a plot or buying a house in UAE is still much more affordable compared to the rest of the world. Like buying something in Canada is like $2 billion for a shitty house, which is not even new. So I feel like buying something and owning stuff in UAE is much more easier. It's just about the mindset. There's also the GCC rail that's going to come up, the GCC visa. It's just like the Schengen visa and the Schengen rail, right? It's like they're trying to connect all of these places together. With that, we have come to the end of this video, and I don't think I have an answer yet. Both of these are good options, but I guess I'm leaning more towards UAE because of the opportunities and because of the growth. But even India, there's a lot of growth. I can see Elon Musk coming here trying to open factories. Apple is also trying to do that. So I guess I don't have an answer yet. You guys let me know. What do you think would be a better option to retire in? Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, do give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you again in the next video. Bye.
Yeah, dear, look at this photo. Can I see the? Oh,
Dear, look your photo, ka?
cute. That is nice.
Yeah.